with power. Powered by School of Eloquence, the home of public speaking.
Hello, I'm glad you could join us for yet another episode of Speak with Power, your magazine television program with a specialist focus on the art of public speaking. Speak with Power is brought to you by the School of Eloquence, the home of public speaking. At the School of Eloquence, our primary focus is to teach people and equip them with regards to the art of speaking in public. Today on the program, we'll start with one of our drama skits titled The Silent Frustration, the story of a young female professional who was determined to succeed but had one major drawback: our inability to speak well in public. From Silent Frustration, we'll take you straight into the masterclass where I spent some time teaching clergymen. Yes, you got that. Clergymen from the Anglican Communion of the West Diocese here in Lagos on the art of public speaking. Like it or not, our spiritual leaders have to learn the art of speaking in public because they are messengers, and they are messengers of God, and they must be able to get their messages right across. And from the masterclass, we'll take you into the first installment of my interview with my friend, the Chief Executive and Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Dr. Bashir Jamo. It promises to be a very eye-opening conversation. So, if you're ready, get your pen, get your notepad. It's time to learn how to speak in public. My name is Ubong Isien, Certified Speaking Professional and the Dean of the School of Eloquence. Speak with Power. We'll be right back.
Are you in governance?
You need public speaking.
Are you in business?
You need public speaking.
Are you a professional?
You need public speaking.
Now you too can learn how to overcome nervousness and speak with confidence before any audience at the School of Eloquence, the home of public speaking.
Attend our practical and training one-on-one coaching with West Africa's only certified speaking professional at any of our centers in Lagos and Abuja.
To register, call 0802 3032 066 or 0706 1606 078, or log on to our website schoolofeloquence.org. School of Eloquence,
teaching the world to speak.
I actually used to think that I was a good salesperson at my job. Me, top notch in video conferencing, bagging awards, meeting targets. And now this major problem, speaking in front of a live audience. I mean, every time I'm to go give a pitch to a prospective client, I would just vehemently resist. And even if I don't, I would develop cold feet and disappear. This is making me lose clients. Right now, my job is even on the line. What do I do? How do I even start?
My own case is even worse.
Somebody shout hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise God. Hallelujah. Testimony time.
Overcomers time.
Do you have a testimony?
To get up and share my own testimony in church is a big problem. It is even more frustrating to want to, but can't. What about at work? When I want to give good and suggestive information to them, I only get all cracky and shaky. God. What do I do? How do I start?
Stage fright kills. Speak with power.
They believe that there's no training that you go that will not gain something. Even preaching, no matter who is preaching or who is talking, if you listen properly, you are likely to get something. So that's why we are to learn more, to gain more.
But my expectation is to just get more empowerment in public speaking. So going through this training, we believe that it will be more benefits to us.
To further understand the rudiments and the fundamental things, the essential things that pertains to public speaking, to be better versed, okay, and to relate better as it is in line with my line of calling.
And my expectation is that in order to be empowered and be more receive new ideas in the area of public speaking.
At the School of Eloquence, we've come up with a definition of public speaking being the raw art of speaker to audience oral communication. Oral communication without any accompaniment to create a true human experience. The public speaking is the raw art of speaker to audience oral communication without any accompaniment. An example of an accompaniment would be PowerPoint. We're saying no, don't use PowerPoint or any form of the support. Instead, stand alone. Face your audience with your message. Convey that message and create a true human experience. In other words, create or make an impact with your message. That's what public speaking, that's what this definition is telling us about public speaking. Public speaking is a self-reliant skill that is deployed in an interpersonal environment. Self-reliant in the sense that it is you in a stand-alone, exclusive context in terms of ability. No support whatsoever. And then translating or transporting whatever ideas or insights you have in terms of a message to an audience. That's why we use the expression raw art. It's natural. It's standalone. If you can do it without technology, that should be the benchmark. That should be the litmus test. Without accompaniment. So from this definition, it presupposes that a bond must exist between the speaker and the audience. In other words, public speaking is an invitation to a relationship. It's a relationship. It is now you in a relationship with your audience. If you can do that very well without any third-party element to be leaned upon for support. That's why we say it is the raw art of speaker to audience oral communication. Speaker on one side, audience on the other side. Oral communication. No accompaniment. but there's an outcome. That's why I said earlier on that any form of speaking that is not audience-driven or audience-centered is self-centered. It's selfish, and it will always be counterproductive. All of your speaking must be with the audience in mind. It is a relationship. You must be able to bond with your audience when you speak to them. That is when it actually becomes public speaking. But if it seems that you're just dumping down information from on high, as if a one-way traffic, your audience does not need to speak back at you or to you to make it mutual. The fact that they are seated, they are paying attention, some are even nodding in agreement or in understanding, some are actually getting, convicted, getting insights, making notes, and keying into your message. The relationship is there. It doesn't mean that the audience must play what I call a very obvious reciprocal role in it. No. But you will know when your audience is into you, the speaker. You will know when they are flowing with your message as you deliver it. You will know when they are in tandem with you during the course of your sermons and delivery. You will know. So the point I'm making is that every time you find yourself speaking, especially delivery or preparation to deliver your sermons, constantly remember this definition. It is speaker to audience. It's a relationship to create a true human experience. There must be an outcome. If it is audience-centered, it will always create an outcome. But if it is just knowledge-centered, which is self, and like the Bible says, knowledge pops up. You just want to showcase how much you know, and it's self-centered. That means you have effectively disconnected your audience by putting yourself forward to fill up the entire space.
It has been wonderful, awesome. Our 2 days here is like spending more than a semester, if not even more than a section in university training. It's been good, and that has actually opened us up to so many parts in terms of public speaking.
I have learned a lot of things, and things we were doing that has been corrected. So I'm enlightened now, and I'm really happy for the school.
Very, very interesting and fantastic. They make us to know that part of what we need to put in consideration is that we must have our audience in mind, and that will be a tool or a driving point that will help us in order to pass our message across.
It's been a lovely time being with our resource person, and in fact we've been deeply impacted by the skill, the rudiment, all that makes for public speaking, and all that makes you to be a better public speaker, even in the 21st century.
It has really been a very good experience. At least by this experience and exposure, I've been equipped to really know what it takes to handle public speaking, even beyond what we have been doing before as a minister of God. To see public speaking as a skill that must be acquired and be developed properly, at least to really deliver our messages as minister of God and impart our audience in our daily speaking and delivering of messages.
For what I have seen here, the settings, the personnel, and all that is being given here, I will go out now and become an ambassador of the school, bringing even more people in. Because when you have tasted good food, something that is good, you don't want to be that selfish. You want others to have. I mean, it has to. I will recommend it, at a very high pace. Excellent school.
I will advise that people should come to this school to learn more, to see how things is being done.
The way we are being taught, I see that it's unique and it's different from every other one that one who have really attended before now.
This is first class. There is no gainsaying about it. It's absolute top notch, first class.
Speak with power.
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 Speak with power. Speak with power. Powered by School of Eloquence, the home of public speaking.
Hello and welcome to this segment on the program Speak with Power. We get to speak with a leading light, a top executive, someone whose work entails a lot of public speaking. And they're going to be telling us about their own experiences with regards to the art of public speaking. Today, my guest is a man who has risen to the very top of his career. He's at the pinnacle. He's at present the Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Bashir Yusuf Jamo. Dr. Jamo, welcome to Speak with Power.
Thank you, Mr. Obong.
Mm-hmm. So today we want to just have a brief chat with you about your role as a leader, your experiences as it relates to public speaking. First and foremost, let me ask you, how important is the ability to speak well in public in the life of a manager, in the life of a public official? You are a public official. You work for the government and you work for one of the agencies of government. How important is public speaking, in your own opinion?
I want to believe that public speaking is life, life is public speaking.
Okay.
In the role of leadership.
Okay.
The most important aspect of leadership is persuasion. And you can't persuade your followers if you don't have the capacity and ability to influence and believe what you have in your mind in terms of delivering your own mandate as a leader. So communication is one of the most important aspects of leadership. Once you can communicate, others remains a kind of finishing touches. So in terms of communications, as you know, it comes in different forms. You can have an oral communication and you have written communications. Both oral and written communications are very important in the life of leadership. So you must strive to understand whatever you are going to relate to your own subject from time to time. If you understand the subject, then you must put the subject in you, and then you must transmit the subject to your own audience, who are the subjects to you. In so doing, that is the only way you can persuade and make your subjects to believe in you and trust in you, because your capacity and ability to express whatever policy you desire to implement lies heavily in communication. And as I said, the communication has to do with the public speaking. So you can't shy away as a leader without public
Start
speaking.
speaking in public. Let's look at, I know you do a lot of speaking in recent times. You've been practically everywhere talking about what your work entails at NIMASA, trying your best to make sure that people understand what the maritime agencies are doing, especially your own agency, and getting people to buy into the thinking of maritime as the new oil, so to speak. Was there ever a time as a person where you struggled with public speaking? Maybe while you were young, in secondary school, or was there ever a time where you were shy of speaking? I know a lot of the executives I've spoken to tend to have one story or the other back in their past where they never wanted to have anything to do with communication.
And that one is natural. Obviously, in a lifetime there is a starting point. We did not start running when we were born. We continue to remain with our own mother. Then we start to learn how to sit. Many a times, as you are trying to sit, you collapse. You sit down, and then you start to crawl. When you are crawling, also you get a lot of accidents. Then you start walking. In terms of walking, you will have some accidents. I think that's the stages of public speaking. From the starting point, naturally you have to.
So you had such moments back in your history where you were afraid to get up and give a speech, for instance, or where you were nervous. Not necessarily afraid, just for some people it's just that nervousness. The moment your name is called upon, your heart begins to beat twice as fast.
Naturally it must be so, but the important part of my public speaking career has to do with practical teaching.
Okay.
You understand? When you happen to have an experience in terms of teaching, you will get to use or to start practicing public speaking. So
you were once a teacher?
I taught.
Oh, okay.
So
that must have helped you.
That's helped me. That's why I cannot tell you. I will have given you the story or the genesis.
Okay.
But during that time, there are what they call teaching practice. So when you have teaching practice, what you are saying now, that's what the teaching practice tend to address.
Based on this, would you say good public speaking is some inborn endowment or a skill that has to be nurtured?
I don't believe on the first school of thought. There is nothing that is natural. Even if you have the natural endowment, you must continue to improve upon it for you to be perfect in it. Let's assume that you have the nature, but I don't believe in that. You see, in everything we do in life, there are better ways, from good to better, from better to excellent. So for you to strive into these categories, you must continue to work hard and strive hard to do. For instance, you can look at a role model. Everybody knows that Obama is a very good public speaker. You will now put it behind your mind. To be an excellent, let me strive and be like Obama. So no matter how good you are, no matter how natural endowment you have in public speaking, there are certain qualities in Obama's style of public speaking that you may not have. So you must try and strive to acquire such skills to make you perfect. Just like saying that leaders are naturally born. That you can born with certain qualities, but with time you need certain things to reshape your professionalism in terms and skills in terms of public speaking.
So you see public speaking more as a skill that has to be developed, has to be nurtured.
Yes, right, that's natural, it must be.
Thank you for watching today's episode of Speak with Power. It is my hope that you found the program useful and that you've been challenged to go out there and improve on your public speaking skills. Let me encourage you to continue this conversation with us on all of our various social media handles as displayed on the screen. I leave you with the words of Daniel Webster when he said, "If all my skills and gifts and talents were to be taken away from me by some inscrutable force, and I had the choice to keep but one, I would unhesitatingly ask to be allowed to keep my powers of speaking, for through it, I would immediately recover all the rest." The stage is yours. Speak with power.
Speak with Power